Two, three. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another showing of the Midnight Broadcasting Network on YouTube. My name is Sled Grave, and today we have the Gold State 300 at Auto Club Speedway for the Midnight Broadcasting Network National Series. Today we have a stacked field of 23 cars ready to rock and roll around Auto Club Speedway, and I am here today as the main broadcaster alongside of Sloppy Joe, Joey Stone. Joey, thank you for coming to the booth with me tonight. And what do you think to see here at Auto Club tonight?
Well, Slade, it's great to be here for the Golden State 300 at Auto Club Speedway. We got a really stacked field full of Xfinity drivers, some in the Cup Series, but some of them are in the Xfinity Series. But I don't think these Cup guys are going to have an easy show. I think they're going to have a lot of challengers in this race. Auto Club provides some of the best racing we see on the NASCAR heat field out here, especially with the multi-groove racing. Drivers go into the bottom of the apron in 3 and 4, right in the middle lane, even the top lane, to get that run off the corner. It's going to be crazy, especially with such a stacked field like this. I'm really excited. This is going to be a really fun race to watch.
Of course, and as you said, Joey, you said there was a few Xfinity regulars in here, a few Cup regulars. There are a few Xfinity guys who run, or a few Cup guys that run Xfinity full-time. We'll go through the starting order here in a second. For the Golden State 300, as invites are now going out, so we'll be going to the starting order during the pace lap. As you guys know, we have one pace lap, 75 miles an hour, so each drivers will go around very slowly. It will be the slowest they go around all race.
You got to be asking yourself, you got to be thinking ahead. I mean, I'm one of those guys who likes to think ahead. I don't always think about what's happening at the moment. I always race out there. You got to be thinking ahead of the game, especially at a track like this before the green flag comes out.
For sure, as when even like you said, Auto Club, we could see some 5 wide here tonight, as we did see in the Cup race last year, or last season at MBN. So it should be very exciting. We're going to go ahead and go over the starting order here for tonight's race, Golden State 300. Front row on pole, you have the 06 of Fluffy making one of his part-time starts, as that 06 car has been fast all season, with C. Workman getting the job done at Daytona. And outside him, part-timer, one of his only starts this season, is the 17 of Titans. He is a Cup regular. Row 2 brings 2 Xfinity Series regulars of Jaw and the 16 for Wood Brothers and the number 18 of Deadpool. Row 3 brings the numbers 00 of Marcus, a Cup regular who runs full-time, and the number 8 of Burster, who is a rookie this season. Row 4 brings the number 22 of Diesel Rothgeb, who runs full-time in the National Series, who's a Cup regular, and the number 19 of Tasik at Best. And row 5, closing out the top 10, 2 full-time Cup Series drivers who are also running full-time in the National Series, Jay Hyper, or Big Destroyer, and Jay Hyper. Row 6 brings the number 9 of NoCo and the number 7 of Bags, who runs full-time in this series along with Cup Series. Row 7 brings the number 2 from the back, full-time Cup Series driver, and the 02 of KD for Wood Brothers. Row 8 brings the number 0 of Raw Gator alongside the number 1 of Kilt Like Jason. Row 9 brings the number 10 of Cybertron and the number 8 and the number 99 of Raven. Closing out the top 20, row 10 brings the 23 of Serenity and the 21 of Goofy. Row 11 brings the 51 of Brennan as the last qualifier, and the 20 of Runner Rhodes, who did not qualify, and the 98 of Gunner was starting 23rd. As we barely got the order done as we're already underway, and the 2 Wood Brothers machines, that is Fluffy and Jaw, those 2 are already out to 1-2.
No surprise right there as they head into turn 1. Fluffy in the doubles in the 02 car, bringing his teammate Jaw 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. They're starting a single file, but back there it's 2 by 2, 3 wide back there in the back of the field. And we're already crashing. I see a car around in the back.
22 of Diesel Rothgeb goes around. Not sure what happened to his Ford Mustang there, but he does spin around. Steel car spin, as if you've been with us before, you know we run manual cautions here at MBN for the National Cup Series, so that steel car spin does not result in a caution, so we stay green.
Yeah, it's got to be a tough break for Diesel. You know, he had a really strong outing at the Atlanta Midnight Racing Cup, won that race, was looking to hopefully carry that momentum here into the Xfinity race, and so far, not a good start, but it is a long race. We will have some cautions, I'm sure, down the road. The field will get stacked back up. Don't be surprised if you see Diesel come back up to the front later in this event.
And as a team owner, I'm quite disappointed. We have some number miscues in the Wood Brothers Custom Camp. We have the 02 of Katie, as you see on your screen, who is full-time National Series 02 car. And we have Mr. Fluffy over here, who is also in the 02, who should be in the 06. Someone have to, dock his pay for this week for this race. Might, cut him some. But he should be in the 06 car, just so you know that. 06 of Fluffy right there, even though it says 02.
Wow, a lot of these guys are going right by that wall off the exit of turn 2. That means they're carrying a lot of speed, but that shows you right there. If they're already getting very close to the wall right there, those cars are going to get a little bit more loose on the end of the run, so watch out. The guys here at about maybe 10 laps or so, the guys who are not as loose off the corner are going to be the best cars here on the long run. Is continuing here, Fluffy in that 002 is your leader.
Yeah, Fluffy standing earlier, Titan second, Jaw third, and all the way, Jay Hyper has moved his way after starting in the 10th position in only a few laps. He's up to 4th. So that number 11 car has some speed, and he is moving to the front.
Ooh, right there, you just saw Titans in the 17. May have not seen on that screen, but I was watching this battle for the lead. That's a big mistake right there. If you're battling for somebody with the lead, going for the lead here, you've got to be very careful with the draft with the person in front of you, because if you think you're going to make that car stick, that draft is going to push your car all the way up to the wall. Titans hit the wall, and now he's paying a price. They're 2 by 2 battling for second, while Fluffy is loving this. He is now pulling away. He's got about a 3-car length gap back to that 11 car.
This is a good thing about running the National Series when you have guys like Titans and Fluffy. So it gives these National Series guys some competition to know if they want to move to the next level of racing with the MBN series. They know who they're going to be running with, because you have already the 12, the 2, the 17, and the 06 up here. These guys, and the 11, excuse me, all these guys are full-time Cup Series guys who are running in the National Series. As there's some contact between two Cup guys, the 11 and the 17 had a little bit of contact, and they're 3 wide for the 3rd position.
Ooh, right there, the 18 car of Deadpool got into the wall a little bit, and now he's falling back. He got into the wall right there. He's falling back, losing a bunch of spots. That's what we talked about there, using all of the track, but you got to be very careful doing it. And we talked about how it's really cool to have some of the pros and of the Midnight Series and even the NASCAR Pro League here. But I'll tell you what, I think someone's going to have to need a little bit more to catch that 02 car today, because Fluffy is he's just flying today. This is one of his favorite tracks, too.
That is good about Fluffy. You know he loves Auto Club. As aggressive move by the 11 inside, using the apron, go to the inside of the 12, and a little contact with the 2 there. And they're trying to work it out, as a few cars already got loose off the corner. And me and you both know, Joey, that is not a great thing to be on lap 8 and already have a loose race car.
Oh, yeah, you don't want that whatsoever at a track like this, because the car's just going to get looser and looser. It's a natural thing for the cars to do that. And as you see right here, I'm following along with Jay Hyper right now in that 11 leaf filter Chevy Camaro, and he's sitting solid right here. It looks like he's in the top 10. No, I'm sorry, 5th place right now. We don't have a scoreboard. He's in 5th place right now, diving it to the bottom, trying to pass the 12 car of Big D, who looked to have a possible shot at winning the Cup race at Atlanta last week, but ultimately did not turn out that way for him, as he's sitting solidly in that 5th spot.
Oh, 1 car, the Grass Titans in the 17. And he keeps it on the apron, and Marcus out of control.
Boy.
The 00.
Hold
and
it,
the
boys.
17 looking, he's still in the grass.
Oh, save it,
I
save
think
it, save
he
it.
got
Come
it.
on, Titans. Oh, he's around,
He's fine. 17 Titans goes around, does not collect any more cars, which does a fantastic job by that 17 car, but man, running second. I wish we could see what happened to him. Running second. And now all the way back to the 23rd position.
That's got to be a rough break for sure. But I'll tell you what, somebody, his name doesn't really show what he's doing right now from the back, who started in 13th, a little bit in the back, is now up to what looks to be the 5th position. He's now sitting in the top 5, putting some pressure on Jay Hyper and Fluffy's teammate. I'm sorry, yeah, Big D in the 12, and then Jaw in 2nd place.
Yeah, from the back, he's a huge fan of these super speedways, these 2-mile tracks, Auto Clubs, Michigan's, Indianapolis. Big fan of these, so it's always expected to see the 2-car up front here today in even tracks like this. Even maybe the Cup Series, and when he's in the 37 car, we could possibly see him contending for top 5s tomorrow as well.
There he is side by side with the 11 car as they head down the front straightaway. He's going to get the draft here going to turn 1 off those 2 guys in front, but that inside maybe, oh, a little contact there. They're pushing up the track a little bit, and that's going to allow these guys behind to catch up. And that's one thing you got to worry about. How do you battle somebody at a track like this? Do you be super aggressive? Do you let someone go? Because if you lose momentum, you're only going to let the cars behind you catch up to you, and that's just going to make it a lot worse for you later in the run.
I have to say the 2 and the 11, these guys, I'm not going to say they have a rivalry on track, but they are not the biggest fans of each other. And as you saw there, the 11 kind of pushed up going into turn 1 and into the 2. I wonder if we could see maybe a little nudge from the 2 car going into turn 1 maybe, or going into turn 3 this next lap.
Well, I didn't know about that. Now I'm really intrigued. My camera's set on these two right now because Fluffy's out here doing his thing. Big D sitting in the 2nd spot, Jaw in 3rd, and now Jay Hyper in the 2 car from the back are battling for this 4th position like it's the last lap of the race. They are just going at it right now, and everyone else behind is loving what they're seeing.
And the 2 dove it in. We knew it was going to happen.
Oh, man, early on in the race, and look who that allows to move up a position there. This 11's going to lose a few spots. Definitely some momentum right now, as now it's about an 8-car, 9-car pack for what looks to be 4th place right now. But that's what Auto Club brings.
Right now, you see, we're on board here with a 0 of Raw Gator, as he is chilling in kind of the back of this pack, watching this all unfold. And you know the 2 car kind of has to be kicking himself because he went from in the main pack with the Fluffy, Dylan, Jaw, and now he is still 4th, but he is now back into the 2nd pack as 3 wide for the 5th position.
Wow.
2, 8, and 9. That is KD. Oh, as we have some cars pitting, it looks like. Nope, Gator just got loose off the corner and wanted to back it down, but still 3 wide up here. Amazing racing going on for this top 5.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see that more in about the mid-pack of the field, around that beginning of the top 10. But as you see right in front of us here, it's a 3-car freight train right now. If I'm not mistaken here, we do have stages, correct? I believe we do have stages in this. Oh, contact! Marcus E-Dub in the 00 and the 10 car, huge contact in the back straightaway. The 10 car just lost a whole lot of momentum as they head into turn 3. Lost about 3 to 4 spots right there. I'm telling you what, Marcus, I've raced against him plenty of times, fair driver and whatnot, but if he gets hit, he'll remember it too. So I don't think that's the last time we're going to see that 00 and 10 get into each other.
If Cyber is, I mean, I guess if you're going to hit somebody, you want to hit one of the more calm guys in the field. And Cyber, K-Born, and the number 10 car owns that team. Jay Hyper drives for him, and he is a very calm guy, to say the least. So I'm sure if they're in the same party, Marcus tried to get to him, just say, hey, maybe I got loose at the corner. But I wouldn't expect any huge retaliation off the 10. If the 10 loose off the corner, and will most likely just fall in line behind the 1 if killed like Jason.
Now the field's starting to get a little less crazy right now, since most of the 3 wide has kind of fallen off a little bit. Big D, Jaw, and Fluffy are loving what they're seeing. They're pulling away. Easy stage points for these guys, and they get to have a little fun on their own here. If I'm these 3, I just be having some fun. There it is, battle for the lead. Look at Jaw in the 16 car. He's trying to make a move on Fluffy on the inside, but Fluffy gets to run off the corner, and Big D's giving the draft. Oh, Big D got very loose off the corner, somehow saves it. Good save by Big D, who is proving every single week that he is definitely one of the best guys in the business.
This is actually, we're coming to 1 to go in the 1st stage. And you gotta remember, these are 2 Wood Brothers cars and a Penske car. The 06, the 16 are, and the 02 are Wood Brothers cars, and the number 12, that is a Penske car. So these Penske affiliated cars, if you will, 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure how Fluffy's going to take this, because he knows that's his teammate in the 16 running full time. So I don't know if Fluffy wants to go here and dominate this race and show that he wants to win everything, or he might let the 16 have the stage win and have the playoff plan.
No, he likes to dominate. He wants to get this stage win. Watch. Oh, Jaw's going to dive it in, though. He wants every point. Fluffy's going to hold that white line. Oh, but Big D's going to get a run here off the corner. I'll toss it to you, Slade.
And coming off turn 4, Jaw and Big D run the high side. Diving low, not going to be enough. Fluffy will get the stage 1 win. Jaw 2nd, Big D 3rd. In the battle for 4th and 5th, coming to the line, Deadpool 4th. KD in the 02 5th. With from the back, barely getting 6th.
Yeah, I'm not surprised one bit. That move is a very good move to make, but in order for that move to work, you got to be able to have that car rotate just a little bit more to carry that momentum through the corner. That's why the 02 of Fluffy was able to pull away there at the end and get the stage win. But great racing there for the stage win, though.
Great racing for first, second, third, and fourth and fifth. As you guys know, if you follow the MBN points, how we do points here, only the top 5 get stage points. So Deadpool, making through this huge pack, was able to give himself an extra 2 points. KD, an extra 1 point, as Big D was able to give himself 3 points. Jaw 4, and Fluffy 5 points and a playoff point, even though that 06 car, or it's 02, I know we see on the screen, but the 06 car is, it's a full-time car, I guess I need to explain. It's a full-time car with 3 part-time drivers.
Coming to the restart. Green flag is out for the restart. And, oh, looks like the A car. Looks like he just had a bad restart. He's dropping to the back. I think the A car forgot to pit. Slade.
Yep. 8 car Birdster, very quick. Everywhere he goes, unfortunately, forgot to pit. And usually that's the courtesy thing, is to go to the apron and drop to the back. Either pit immediately or just stay out there. And is he out of gas, too?
Might be out of gas.
Because, we just went 15, 16 laps. So I'm not sure what the fuel window is. We do run ×2 tire and fuel wear. So we could see the 8 car pit right now, or he might wait a few laps.
8 car is not out of fuel. He is now coming to pit road. We actually have another taker on pit road. Oh, car
the
around
19.
in the pit road entrance. It's the 19 car.
Tastic at best. Spins
wow.
And 2 cars pit. Unfortunate for Tastic. He has been strong, pretty strong past 2 weeks. He's been plagued by internet and lag issues. But these 2 guys are races. They're going to battle to see who race might be done for stage 3 if it goes caution-free.
Slade, let's change this camera back up to the front because it is 2 by 2, about 3rd place on back. The pack is all there. If they can, little contact, 3 wide, 1 car
this
on the
ain't
apron,
gonna work.
And now, it's not going to work. Somehow that wasn't a crash.
Well, Noko saved it. Nice job by Noko.
Somehow that wasn't a crash. Great driving, great save there by Noko as they continue on. The 19 and the 8 are both coming out of pit road now. Marcus went super low. He's on the apron. Marcus around.
Marcus around.
2-car crash.
Gator. And that is
crash.
That's going to bring out a caution. We should see a manual caution coming here. Marcus just got the apron and collected, unfortunately, Raw Gator, who's been having a good day today, riding inside the top 10 for majority of the race. So they'll be racing for this to the manual caution here, I believe.
Tough break there for Raw Gator, the YouTube content creator, and Marcus E-Dub, who is a cup driver at the top level for the Midnight Series. Looks like we should be getting a caution here.
Yep, backing out.
Yep, caution is out, manual caution. In case for anyone who is now currently watching who is new to this, manual cautions, the field manually slows down with a race control inside the race that allows the field to slow down, take pit stops, and have a manual restart.
That has been my job, but I got promoted by myself to league broadcaster. So, Bags, where's old Bags at? Bags, who started mid-pack. I think he's been buying his time here. Where's number 7? Klondike car over here. Of course, Bags is a huge fan of Klondike bars, for anybody who does not know. He's doing race control and driving, so this is a double duty, you could say, for the 7 here today.
Now, if you're in about in the mid-pack of the field here, I don't necessarily know the amount of laps it is for a fuel run at this point right now, or how long the stage is necessarily. But do you kind of stay out? Do you take 2 tires? Do you take just a splash of gas in 4 tires? Try to get a little bit more track position here. I say you do anything you can right now. Yep, and look, the 7 of Bags, the 19 staying out. The 7. Now I know this 19 and the 8, they're a lot down, but the 7 of Bags, he is not a lot down.
Yep, so these 2, who's see the 8 and the 19, yep, they're going to go ahead and get their laps back. I guess you could say when something like this, he was kind of lagging, so they're both going to be able to get their laps back. But as you see, 2 cars stayed out, 99 of Rough Raven and the 7 of Bags. These 2 looking to get some strategy here. Tires not too worn. They're about maybe 10% worn, which is still a good bit for a track, but maybe they're very confident in their tires, so they'll be able to cool them off on these pace laps. So the 99 and the 7, Toyota, that is the 99, I guess a disclaimer, Rough Raven, that is a Joe Gibbs car. I know it's not a Joe Gibbs car in real life, but that he is affiliated with the 3 Joe Gibbs machines. And of course, Bags, the JRM team owner, as they're staying out 1-2, and we should go one more pace lap here after this.
At And right now is with these drivers, and going through these drivers' heads right now is, now that we have a manual restart, you have a little bit more control rather than an automatic restart that the game provides you here. So you got to be telling yourself right here, you know, who's in front of me? Do I trust them to get a good restart? Should I lay off? Should I try to make a cool bonsai move here? You know, I'm strategizing right now under a manual caution. And some of these guys are already hitting each other and going nuts right here. They're confused right now if they're going green flag or not. This is wild.
Everyone in the fields with the packs, we should see them go green here. We'll see. Rough Raven.
They're going green, I think.
Yep, green flag, 99.
Oh, a little shuffle.
This ain't going to work out.
Here. Oh, it's 4 wide.
4 wide for the lead. Fluffy and Deadpool 1-2 to the front, and they're still 4 wide. 99 gets a 2, and this is not going to work out too well.
They didn't wreck yet. Unbelievable. Great racing so far.
3 by 3. This is for the 5th position. Bags, Raven, and that is KD, along with Diesel Rothgeb, finally making charge of the front, and Bags to the bottom. And they're still 3 wide. Raven on those old tires is getting eaten up by all these guys with four fresh Goodyears. And he's still 3 wide.
Crazy racing so far. 2 by 2, now 3 by 3 in some areas of the track. The 7 of Bags stayed out, trying a different strategy to hopefully gain some track position. Right now, it's kind of working for him, but it all depends on how many laps up we have in the stage. He's on the top. Bags scrapes the wall. He's going to lose a little amount. Oh, they're trying to avoid the 7. The 7 hit the wall. Oh, big crash. Big crash, right?
Oh, they saved it.
They saved it.
How did nobody hit that 10 car?
I don't know. That's wild. All of a sudden I heard a bunch of hits, and I'm thinking, oh, we're about to have a junkyard here, and we're still going.
The 10 car, avoiding the 7, got clipped by the 2. No one's fault there, trying to avoid the 7, and he hit the wall, and I swear there was 3 or 4 cars waiting to tee up the 10, but they all save it. I believe Bags might have lost the draft. Yes, 7 of Bags, along with the 19 of Tasek at best, have lost the draft. But as we go back to the front, never mind the front, we're still 3 wide in the back of the pack. 00, 99, 8 trying to work it out, and they finally get 2 wide.
These guys need to start realizing soon, the more they battle like that back there, they're not going to be able to get back up to the front or at least challenge for the win. So they got to sell that out. 1 car on the wall at the top of 3 and 4. And he hits the wall again, I think, losing a bunch of time. I can't tell who that is, but you talked about an earlier slate. That's Diesel Rothgeb, who we did say he will get back up to the front, and he's definitely doing it right now, up to the P5 right now, battling Jay Hyper and a bunch of others as the top 4 will separate themselves about maybe 0.8 of a second ahead.
Yeah, 22 Diesel, you know he's screaming in his head, get single file, telling the pack to get single file as they're trying to battle with him. You know he wants to get single file and wants to lead this pack back up to the front 4, as that front 4 consisting of, let us get up here real quick, you have Fluffy in the 06, P1, P2, Deadpool in the 18 with Kilt Like Jason, who, let me get a starting, where did he start in the 1 car? I believe he was in the back, 16th starting position for the 1 of Jason, and now he is in the 3rd spot, so plus 13 for the 1 car, and also you have the 12 of Big D in the 4th spot.
Yeah, Jason did start in the 15th spot, so he's definitely been the biggest mover so far, up to that 4th position. I think he actually just made the pass for 3rd. Yep, moved the 1 car up to P3, as he's looking to make himself be a name in this race by the time it's all over with.
Jason is one of the drivers who, I believe he's the only driver, actually, who runs full-time Xfinity and full-time trucks, just to get a few practice laps of the Truck Series. And he has been very close to winning both races, but Baronate, one of our Truck Series drivers, has beat him to it. So Jason has not ran Auto Club yet in the Truck Series, but he's been very strong in both. So maybe some practice from last Thursday's race at Atlanta. Got him some laps around the game, around tracks like this. With the track surface, if you would to say, the rough surface of Atlanta can be compared to Auto Club.
Absolutely. Auto Club and Atlanta are 2 of the longest surfaces that haven't been repaved or touched in a very long time. And I'll talk about it again, that 22 car, even though he hasn't really had a pack work with him, he's slowly catching this top 4. That 22 looks to get better and better as the run goes on. So watch out, 22 fans. Here comes your guy.
Yep, Diesel Rothgeb in the 22 trying to latch on to his teammate's draft. It's Big D in 4th. They're side-by-side behind him for 6th, Hyper and Jaw, yes, with Titans behind them, as they're trying to get If I was Jod, Hyper, and Titans, you'd think you want to get single file and help this 22.
Crashing in the back. Crashing in the back, Slade. About a 3-car crash. I saw the 21 hot screen machine go around. I personally hate to see that. But yeah, it looked like about 3-4 cars were involved in a crash in the back straightaway. That might bring out the caution. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, the 99 of Rough Raven and the 21, I believe it was, yes, of Goofy go around. And I don't believe there's a caution unless they're waiting to throw it this time by because the leaders are already so close. But there was a 2-car spin, no doubt. This is the troubles with having it like this with a race control person as a driver. You have, I mean, you kind of have to call it out. Someone has to tell the driver, or I guess tell Bags, what they saw. So it's kind of hard to do this. We might see a caution this time by. Or actually, I haven't checked the race, how many laps we've had left in a while. Inside 5 to go, there are no cautions. So we could have been inside 5 to go.
Yeah, I'm taking a look right now at Fluffy's POV, seeing how many laps he has left. Yep, this is actually the white flag of Stage 2. This is the white flag of Stage 2. So now the 18 of Deadpool looking to maybe take a stage win away from the part-timer. Fluffy goes down to the bottom to take away the draft, but here comes Big D looking to take a move for second place.
Big D to the inside. Deadpool tried to make the move, but had the 12 on his quarter panel. Not going to be able to do it. Big D trying to get the second spot for 4 points. Fluffy off of turn 4. And as they're bumping and banging for second, and I believe...
Big D got it. I think Big D got it.
So you have Fluffy first, Big D second, Deadpool third, Jason fourth, and fifth place, Diesel Rothgeb. So once again, only one part-time driver getting points for getting stage points at a time, and it was stage winner Fluffy.
I'm sending Fluffy a little tiny message here in his private stream here, letting him know that he's looking solid right now, but I think it's gonna get a little bit more crazy here before this thing is all said and done with. But now it's now that everybody's kind of like so everyone's made it to the stage, right? So everyone's definitely gonna take 2 cans of fuel, 4 tires here. So now it's just about going for every position you possibly can, because we see what track position does for you here. If you are in the right place at the right time, get some good track position and whatnot, you can contend for the win as we head to the restart.
Yep, restart. You have 2 custom cars, Fluffy and Big D, 1-2, Deadpool third, 4th Jason, 5th Diesel, as we're back underway. And I'll make a quick note why we didn't throw the caution there is because we were inside 5 to go, and once we hit inside 5 to go, there are no yellows.
Wow, hey Slate, check this out. Big D on the outside got a great jump on Fluffy, but now Fluffy's going to ride the bottom here. What lane is going to have the momentum off the corner? It looks like the inside's going to prevail. Oh, Big D's got to be really upset about that, but Deadpool maybe looking to take it 3 wide as they head into turn number 3.
Maybe 3 wide as we have some... we got some bumping and banging mid-pack as we're 3 wide. Titans Diesel Jaw for the... I want to say that's the 5th position. These guys are battling so hard. There's 1 car in the grass in the back.
Ooh.
And they don't spin, but that car is the 23 of Serenity through the grass, and he has now lost the main pack.
37 laps to go in the race, and Fluffy is doing what he's been doing all race, and that is straight up dominating. Deadpool sitting in second, Big D sitting in third, while the rest of the field back there is trying to settle in, get every spot they possibly can. Would not be surprised if we see a caution here fairly soon with the aggressive driving back there.
Yep, they're 3 wide. I think that's the 8, 22, 11 trying to sort it out, and now the 11 still going back, and they're still 3 wide. Marcus Katie from the back as they sort that out, and they're still going to be 3 wide. There's 1 car in the grass once again, 20 of Runner Roads, head on into the inside wall, and he keeps it on the apron. Nice job.
That's going to have to be an immediate visit to the virtual medical center. Rough hit there.
Yeah, you could tell he wanted just to make sure to keep it off other competitors, so he sent it very hard. Good thing there's no damage in the MBN National Series, because he sent that number 20 Toyota Supra head on into that inside wall.
Might have a battle for the lead here. Big D has now gotten to the bumper of the O2 machine of Fluffy. Big D has shown that he can contend with Fluffy's speed, but Fluffy's been great defending the lead and running a perfect line every single lap. So this is definitely a battle that is heating up right here, but look no further. Still a good amount of cars that are within striking distance of these two.
Yep, Jason almost into the outside wall.
Ooh.
Titans followed him almost. They save it. Deadpool has worked with Fluffy a lot this week.
There he goes.
An aggressive
Big
move
D going
here.
for the lead.
18 trying to follow the 12 to the inside. Big D.
Oh, wow.
He washed up a tiny bit into the 06. Barely any contact with the 12. Put the 12, last week's winner, Big D Destroyer, up to the front.
New leader, the 12 car of Big D, showing his name once again, but with passing comes more cars behind. Look at the field behind Fluffy. Nearly 3 wide for second place there for a second. This is still a long ways from being over, Slade.
From the back, barely got in front of the 18. Close call there, but from the back up to fourth, and now Titans to third, as Deadpool's been on this outside line. I'm not sure if he really likes it or he's just stuck here, but he's been in the outside line, just staying at the fourth or fifth spot. Now maybe back to sixth, as Marcus is bringing Jaw and a lot of other cars into this top 5.
Yeah, check out that 00. Marcus E. Dub, he's battling now to possibly get in the top. Oh, hard contact. The 11 car head on into the front stretch wall. That looks like to only be about a 1-car incident.
And it is.
1 car. Wow, how was that not a multi-car crash? But battle for the lead. The action keeps on going. Fluffy to the inside of the 12. A Big D as they head down the long back straightaway. But now it's 3 wide. No, he decides not to. No, he thought better. He thought better. He wants to make sure he has a future in this series.
That was Titans in the 17. Was thinking about putting a 3 wide. 16 washed up into the 12.
Oh, little contact there. Think Fluffy washed up a little bit. Big D tried to pinch him down to the apron, and you saw what that little bit of momentum loss does. Now Big D all the way back to about 6th place already. Caution's out. Caution's out.
Caution is out. Did we have more cars wrecked that we just did not catch? Let's see. The 51 is way off the pack. The 11. We saw the 11 spin. 99's way off the packs. 22. We possibly had a wreck there that we're not able to catch. 23 way off. So yeah, looks like you guys are going to get single file. Pits are open. Fluffy, your leader. These drivers have done a nice job today of hard racing. Minimal contact. We see some contact for the lead and through the field. But it has been a great race so far.
Good race for sure so far. And, 2 cars just took each other out. Under the caution.
Noco and Gunner.
Fight. The Noco and Gunner just took each other out under caution. And there's a fight, a virtual fight breaking out, ladies and gentlemen. Get the clown horn out. We got stuff to talk about here. Some drama under the caution.
I'm going to go see if I can catch a word in the Discord and see what was going on between the 9 and the 98 right there.
Yeah, hopefully we can find something here as pit stops are underway currently. We'll see who wins the race off of pit road as I'm going to circulate back to the leader here and see how the pit stops go. Who is going to get out of pit road first, because track position plays a huge part of how this race is going to pan out here. Waiting to see who gets out of pit road first. Is there going to be any big risk takers? Fluffy gets out. Solid stop. Marcus E-Dub with a solid stop as well. Fluffy first. Titan second. Marcus E-Dub is sitting in the 3rd spot. And they're crashing off a pit road. They're crashing off a pit road. Oh my goodness. I know you guys probably can't see what I'm seeing. But, oh my goodness, there was about 2-3 cars that crashed coming off a pit road. These guys are duking for every spot possible, and we're under caution. But things are about to get crazy here at Auto Club, as we are about roughly less than 30 laps to go in this event. Hill is getting second, third is Marcus E-Dub, fourth is going to be Big D, and fifth place is that number 2 car. Send it back to Slade here for the restart.
I apologize, Joey. I was seeing an invite. We had a driver disconnect, and that was a 20 of Runner Roads. He'll be joining us in the booth, so I apologize. They did not hear you going through the lineup. But we were going underway through the restart zone. 606 of Fluffy with a 00. Marcus pushed him, and these guys are ready to go.
Wow, Titans messed up the restart really bad. Either Fluffy juked him out or Titans missed a shift. Titans was second, and already he's back to about the 6th position, maybe even further, and that messed up the entire outside line's momentum. Fluffy with about a 4-car length lead now.
Yeah, Fluffy in the 06. I have a bad feeling about this. They're about to get a huge run on him. It's a 2 from the back. Dives it down low, and he's looking to take that second spot away from Marcus.
Oh, trouble in the back. 3 cars into the wall hard.
Yep.
And they're still crashing. They're still crashing off of
51, 7, 23, 0. That's Raw Gator around.
Caution is out.
Yep, caution's out.
Cautions breed cautions.
As 3 cars, 10 of Cyber was also involved in that crash. Major incident off of turn 4, excuse me. And single file once again, pits will be open.
Yeah, now this is where we might see a couple of risk takers here, Slade. Maybe somebody like Diesel Rothgabe or somebody like Raw Gator. You know, could we see somebody here take 2 tires and maybe a splash of gas? Because we only ran about a lap and a half there. Those left side tires really shouldn't be that worn out. Well, we might see some 2 tires here.
Could be some guys in the back might go ahead and do that. You know, I'd say if you have a fast car, go ahead and take 4 because you know you have the car to go through the field, like Fluffy, like Titans, Big D. So it'll be interesting what guys do here as Titan stays out. Diesel Rothgeb, he stays out. 99, 23, 7, 51. All stay.
And here comes the strategy. This changes the entire race.
Yep, so 6 cars elected to stay out there. So you have guys like Titans, Diesel, Bags, Titans and Diesel who've been up front all race, elect to stay out. And they're very confident in their cars. You have guys who've been mid-pack like Bags and Rough Raven. These guys took the strategy before, last time they did strategy, and they chose to do it again. And the GMS team, the 51 and the 23 are teammates for GMS. And these guys must be a team call to stay out here as they'll be lining up 4th and 5th on the restart.
Checking out the race off of pit road right now and seeing if any crazy things are going on. If anybody did take 2 tires or so. Trying to let you guys know right now what happened. It looks as if Fluffy and them, looks like everyone did take 4 tires that at least came to pit road. So nobody was risky there. They saw a lot of guys stay out, so they decided to take the 4 tire approach.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe from the gap that they were out, I believe the 18 and the 98. Let's go back to these guys. Deadpool in the 18, Gunner in the 98. These guys took 2 tires because Deadpool was with Fluffy, came out 4 seconds ahead, and Gunner was in the back of the pack and only came out 2 seconds ahead. So the 98 and the 18, 2-tire stops with the rest of the field 16 or 06 on back, taking 4.
If I'm this front row here, I love what just happened. You got about 6-7 cars that stayed out, another 2 cars that came and took 2 tires. So if you can pull out here and get a little bit of track position, get that gap, those tires will even out, and it will work out pretty good. So not really a bad call. It all just comes down to how they execute, and I'll send it right back to you for the restart.
Off turn 4 once again, Titans and Diesel Rothgeb, 2 Cup drivers on the front row. At the 99 does not get going. Green flag, we're underway, and the both lines get kind of stacked up from 3rd on back.
Titans holding on to the lead as they head into turn number 1. Diesel Rothgabe looks to probably pinch down there to get to the bottom. Smart move by the 22, but now it's going to be a dogfight back there for every spot possible. Keep an eye out for that 02 of Fluffy, the 18 of Deadpool in them. They're going to be making some crazy moves to get up to the front.
98 of Gunner, one of the 2-tire takers, is 3 wide right now behind the 51 of Brennan, who just got the wall. Brennan was one of the cars who elected to stay out, and he decides to keep it in the wall and not cause any problems, but that strategy he just played kind of just went out the window with that contact.
There's a battle for the lead. The 22 of Diesel Rothgate to the bottom of Titans as they head into turn number 1, and he gets a huge shove from the 99. That may have actually helped him. I thought it was going to ruin his chances, but they're still side by side as they head out of turn number 2, and Fluffy is loving this in front of him.
Yep, like you said, the first car with tires, that's the 06, 02 of Fluffy in 6th position. You have everybody else in front of them elected to not pit. So if you're Diesel or if you're Titans, you're kind of loving this because those guys are battling behind them. As I believe we're looking to go 3 wide. Nope, Marcus thought better of it. But you have 2 guys who did not pit, kind of not holding up, but they're leading the 2 lines. So it's great. It's great for these guys up front as Diesel is taking the lead.
Well, Titans just scratched the wall on the entry of 1. That allowed Diesel Rothgate to clear the 17, get that lead now. If I'm Titans here, I wouldn't be trying to battle the 22. I'd be pushing them. I'd just be following that draft and pulling away from the back of the field here because back there is where the tires are. And Fluffy, I see him back there making it 4 wide in the middle of 3 and 4. He's trying everything he can to get back up to the front.
He was following the 23 Serenity, and Serenity on old tires, kind of, I guess his mentality was kind of, I'm just trying to fall in line because he knows the guys who have fresh tires are a lot faster. So he was looking to stay in line or just go to the back of this main pack. But Fluffy on 4 freshes. We got some contact.
Contact, the 99 into the 17 at Titans, and look at this. One of the no tire takers, Bags, is sitting in the third, 3 wide for 3rd place as Bags thinks better of it and backs off. I don't know about that. I would have went for it at this point in the race.
No, it looked like when he got loose off of turn 2, 00 Marcus elected to put it 3 wide, and now the top 2 guys with tires are sitting, looks like about to be 3rd. Right now, 4th, Big D in the 12, and then 00 Marcus is 1 car in the grass, and we're wrecking on the front stretch. A few cars spinning around.
Ooh, 1 car spun on the track, 1 in the grass. Is that enough for a caution? We'll have to see what happens here, as if anything, this could be the race back to the line. If there is a caution, the strategy could be in a really bad shape for these guys in front. If it is a caution, it's exactly what Fluffy needs, but it could work for the guys that stayed out too because everyone's going to pit here.
Yep, you had the 11 and the 10 go around. Teammates, colleague racing teammates go around, as we're going to see if we're going to race back to the line here for the caution. As 22 in the lead.
Titans in the grass.
Titans in the grass.
Spins.
Single car spin. That's about the second time today.
No caution. No caution.
And no caution. Just a single car spin.
Big mistake. You don't want to get that aggressive and go on that grass. If you touch that grass, it could just spin you out in a heartbeat. His race is most likely done if this goes green the rest of the way.
It's high. That's the second time today that 17 car has been through the grass, so not a good thing for him, as we might have some cars pitting this time. It looks like some guys rather just loose off of 2, or they were signaling. I believe it was the 51 of Brennan, who might be making a green flag pit stop here.
Looks like they may have just gotten loose out the corner, Slade. You know, we talked about the longer these runs go, some of these guys are on older tires. It's going to get looser as the run goes on, so maybe just gotten a little loose off the corner.
And once again, the top 5 have started to break away. It's 99 and Rough Raven. His tires are a little bit rough, if you will, and he is starting to lose the main pack as the front 4. Only one of these guys stayed out, and that's Diesel, your leader. The next 3, Big D, Marcus, from the back, all full-time Cup Series drivers, also running full-time National Series behind him with 4 fresh Goodyears in the car.
That just shows you how good that 22 car is, that he's out there on less fresh tires than everybody behind him right now. Imagine if he had fresh tires and he was up here. He could be very well leading this thing right now with a good gap, but look no further. Here comes that 02 car, Fluffy. He's back there in, I believe he's in the 6th position, and they're slowly catching up. Oh, 1 car hard in the wall in the back straightaway.
That was
very
the
hard contact.
One of Jason. Yes, it was, as he is falling. Now is getting passed by the 0 of Rod Gator, as Bags also passes him. These guys single file trying to make their way back to the main pack, as it was a 5-car breakaway, and now it's about 6, 7, maybe 8 cars at the moment.
Teammates pushing each other 1-2, but you know Marcus, he doesn't want to sit here and settle. No, now Big D's going to go. Oh, contact with the 12. Oh, that was probably just some miscommunication right there. But Diesel Rothgate is still going to hold on to the lead, and here comes Fluffy. He gets touched out of 2 by the 99 car. Somehow they did not crash, and now it's about a 7-8 car race up at the front.
Yep, 7-8 car race as the 99 gives a little bit of a tap to the 2 as he's trying to push him forward, as now, once again, Penske 1-2, Stuart Hoff's car in 3rd. That was over the...
Oh, no!
And we're going around 2 cars, 3 cars. They're going through the grass. The 99 got loose off of 4, and that got the 02 of Fluffy. And Birdster in the 8 goes around, and we have a flipping 8 car.
Oh, my goodness. That's the one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to make Fluffy mad. And right there, that's not good. Is that enough for a caution? That probably should be enough. This should be the race back to the caution here. And if I'm Diesel Rothgate right now, I am smiling and preaching right now, because what a strategy. This could work out great for him. It looks like his car is great. Yeah, Big D's going to fight for the lead here to the line. Diesel Rothgate has the lead for the caution.
And they are slowing down, and we had one car on pit road, who will be the lucky dog, Bags in the 7, who will be getting his lap back. As do not mind the 20 on pit road. The 20 is has disconnected from the race because of lag issues, but Fluffy goes from leading the race back to 5th. He was working his way back up to the front into the 6th spot, and due to that contact, has fallen back to the 12th position. As you see here, Bags, lucky dog, I believe he's going to make his way around. He is doing race control duties at the moment, so he's obviously going a little slower. Once again, it's time to thank you to everybody who has tuned into tonight's race. It's been a fantastic showing, 3 and 4 wide for a lot of the race. And right now it's Penske 1-2, as Penske has done a fantastic job this season. They swept Atlanta with Big D winning the National Series race and Diesel Rothgate winning the Cup Series race. So they've done a fantastic job with Diesel being 3rd in the Cup Series standings, Big D being he's technically 1st in the Cup Series, in the National Series standings. First place in the National Series standings for today was the 06 of Workman. Workman running part-time in that 06 car, sharing it with Fluffy and Smoke Z-Mog. So he'll relinquish that lead today. But so right now it looks like a 12 car might be the one to beat for this series championship.
Could be the money stop right here. Let's see who gets out of pit road first. Let's see who gets the luck of the NASCAR heat service with a fast pit stop, and who gets the rough pit stops here. Watching the 22 here when he comes off pit road, and it looks like he will be the leader.
Yep.
Wow. Marcus in 2nd. Big D in 3rd.
Is he trying to work it out here?
Ooh, they're wrecking each other.
The 2 car, not happy with something. I guess he thinks he might have got 5th, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like Bags will be the leader. He was.
Wait a second here. Maybe Bags was on the.
He was on the lead lap. That's right. His pit stall was in front of the line, so Bags.
Oh my goodness.
Will be your leader. He was in pit road at the time of caution, and so with that, and with his pit stall being in front of the line, he was a lead lap car when the caution came out. So he was just 22nd, I believe. And so with that, he stayed out. So number 7 Bags will lead his first laps today, as his race has been quiet in the number 7 car.
Well, hey, it's been quiet for the 7, but it's about to get a whole lot louder for that 7 car here. Up at the front now, he's got fresh tires. If the 7 can just kind of work with the 22 here, they're good friends. He and the 12 are good friends, so might cut him a break here. They might get a good little restart here, but we'll see what happens. 7 car in the lead for the first time. Sending it back to you for the restart.
Back on the ways, we're in the restart box. Bags, the 22 does not get going. Outside line, jams up. And that's going to send Diesel maybe back to 4th or maybe 5th. As everybody, Rod Gator, Marcus, a lot of those guys hurting. As one car on the apron, KD trying to save it. And he does. Nice save.
Wow, nice save. That's
one car, as we're wrecking in the back.
Oh,
wait,
no, we're good.
No, it's very hard to judge with how the cars react on this game, because the 98 was half sideways on my screen, and then he just straightened back up. So no wreck, no caution. The 11 and 98 had some contact, but KD, he kind of hates to see that, because he goes from the 4th position, I believe, back to the late teens, 18th position, around there. As one car on the grass, 23 Serenity.
Ooh, no.
He'll save it. He'll keep it on the apron.
That looks like the 1 just came down and put the 23 into the grass. Oh my goodness.
Serenity, not gonna be too happy about that. Serenity, one of the bigger guys when it comes to just being racing clean, and speed on a really big deal. But he's probably not gonna like that. As the 1, the 1 just straight up put him in the grass, which is not. Did he stay in the draft at least? I believe he did. Let me go back to the 23 here. He does. So 23 stays in the draft, loses a ton of positions from 10th to 22nd. But he stays in the draft. There's a battle for the lead. From the back, your new leader. We missed it. Tua from the back takes the lead with the 12 of Big D pushing us. We're 3 wide for third.
13 laps remaining in the race. And shout out to Raw Gator in the number 0 car up in the 7th. Oh, and as soon as I say something, they
Marcus.
crash.
Huge pile up. 0,
huge crash.
0,
oh
2.
My goodness.
Man, 98, 8.
That is a caution.
We have a joke around here at MBN. We've done it since season 1, and we say where Marcus unfortunately lost talent, and it appears he lost some talent off of turn 2 there, as we were just hyping up the 0 of Raw Gator, and the 00 lost it off the corner, which will bring another caution. Marcus knows we're just kidding when we say that. He just got loose off the corner in a tight position.
Nothing the 0 Raw Gator could have done there. When you get loose off the corner like that, it's very hard to save it. It's very hard to react quick enough, and it looks like Raw Gator was just using his momentum from the bottom of the corner and pushing it up. The 00 got loose, and there was just nowhere to go, and that's what triggered the crash. Just a racing incident. Very unfortunate, but we've seen crazier stuff happen in these races. I'm not going to say it's over for any of them to have a good run, but from the back, your leader, Diesel Roth, gave in second, Big D in third. 4th place is Jaw in the 16th. 5th is Bags. And look who's made his way back up to the 6th position. The most dominating car of the race. It's Fluffy in the 6th position. 7th is Titans. 8th is Deadpool. 9th is Jason. And rounding out your top 10 is actually the 10 car. The 10 car of Cyber as they head to pit road.
And some more stuff up the road. 2 car almost getting turned. There's 2 cars like to stay out. 99, once again, Rough Raven. And pulling strategy all day. And the 11 of Hyper, I'm questioning both. We ran a good bit of laps right there. And you won't have to pit for the rest of this race. So that tells me that maybe these guys are banking on another caution. Because Hyper was in that spin. So his tires got very scuffed up and they're very hot. Raven, I don't believe, was in the crash. So he doesn't have that going for him. But these guys, they're just going to have to hope that they just... Because Raven was about mid-pack, Hyper was deep in the pack. So maybe Hyper just doesn't want to be in the 20s, late teens. Maybe he just wants to be maybe 8th, 9th, 10th, which is where he might fall. But as these 2 cars go around the battle off pit road...
Oh, they're wrecking off pit road! Oh, no, they're good, they're good. All right, man. Every time you see it, it looks like they're wrecking. But looking at who got in front here, I think Fluffy beat these guys off of pit road.
Where's Fluffy? Oh, that's the 12, I think. Where's the 20?
Oh, I'm sorry. Or is it... Okay, no, I'm sorry. These cars look so familiar and so similar.
They actually are running very similar cars.
Might need to tell them to change that up a little bit.
We do have a code at Wood Brothers about what scheme style we're on. Oh, we're about to have some problems here.
Boy, hang on.
The 99 was making sure...
You got a brake pedal, boys.
The 99 was making sure that we were going green this lap and not going to their pace laps, so we slowed down a good bit, which almost cost a few guys. Good thing there's no damage on this series, but we're able to get it going, as you kind of had to be worried if you're these two, because if there was maybe 3 rows, 4 rows maybe of no pit cars, then you'd be a little bit happier, a little more confident, but you don't. And we're about to go green here. We're at Rough Raven leads him once again. And we're underway with Cyber. It looks like he might have took 2 tires or didn't pit as well. And he moves into second.
The 10 car did take 2 tires up to third. The inside line has been the prevail line on these restarts. But now the outside's going to get a little bit of a run on the top here. Here's the 99 of Rough Raven holding on to the lead. Can he hold on and win the race? He's already got about 2 car length gap, but I'm hearing contact. There's a lot of bumping and banging back there.
Yep, Bags right now riding in the 8th position. 3 wide. Never mind Titans and Jaw. That's for 8th. And these guys battling it out like they're driving first in the last lap. But Raven on the outside is going to get swallowed up as Big D. And from the back to the inside. Diesel to the outside. 99 falls back as nobody wants to work with that 99 as they know his old tires.
They are going for every spot here. As Rough Raven gets super tight on those old tires, that allows the 02 of Fluffy and the 22 of Diesel. Oh, they saved
Jaw
it. They saved
inside.
it. Oh, more contact.
They saved it. Nice. They saved it. 3 wide.
And look who's up to P3. The 0-2 of Fluffy is now back in the game. Diesel Rothgabe in 4th, and Titans now takes the 5th spot. Rough Raven is paying the price with those old tires.
Oh, 2 cars around the back, 19, 10, 21. 51 had some contact in there, too.
1 car in the grass. 1 car saved it, though. I think it was only a 1-car spin. 8 laps to go in the race.
Yep, so we will most likely be racing back to the line here as 2-car spin with 1 in the grass. So technically a 3-car wreck, but we'll see what it does. Huge wreck off in the back stretch. 51, 11, 23, 02, 8, 0 has got a part of it.
Wow, look at this. Racing back to the line for the caution. Big D holding on to the lead. Fluffy going for 2nd as the caution
is out.
Yep. And they're wrecking coming to after the finish line.
2-car spin in the grass. I'm not sure what that was about. The 9. Oh, huge crash. 9, 99, 98. Major incident.
Oh my goodness.
Not sure what all that.
This isn't even the last lap.
No, we're coming to. We have 7 to go right now.
And they're doing this already. It's just getting started, this show.
As the 12 is your leader. As we'll see if he decides to pit or not.
Let's see what happens with pit stops here. After seeing what happened to the 99 car, do you stay out for the track position? Big D stays out, and everybody comes in except 1 car. We saw it happen to Chase Elliott in the Coke 600. If you are the leader, coming with just a handful of laps to go, whatever you do, the field will do the opposite.
Only 2 cars stayed out. Little door tap from the 7, as we should have 6 to go and restart. This is going to be crazy.
Oh, man.
It's going to be crazy.
Wow, if I'm the 12, I'd be shaking my head right now. They just ran about 5 laps on those tires, 5, 6 laps on those tires. He was hoping maybe some of the back runners of the race would stay out, maybe kind of be right behind him on the restart, but it just didn't work out like that. Everybody came in.
Everybody takes 4 tires except for Raw Gator. Gator takes 2, and that puts him to 3rd. We'll have 5 to go on the restart.
Fluffy looks like he is in the 4th position. And Fluffy's not going to be happy about that. Fluffy wished Gator took 4 because Fluffy would have been on the inside in the preferred lane. Now he has Bags to worry about on the outside, and he doesn't control the restart. 1 car just wrecked. 1 car just wrecked on the backstretch wall. 19
of Tasik. I mean, you hate for Tasik because he's had so many lag issues. It's kind of hard for him to run up here. I mean, he just had that wreck right there. I don't think that was lag related. But he'll get back into the pack. Raven also backing off. Yes, here we go.
What is going to happen here?
I believe we're heading to 5 to go, which means cautions are off, and we're back underway. Bags does not get the best start.
There it is.
Big D, Raw Gator, Diesel Titans inside line, and they're ready to go. 5 to go. No more cautions. Cautions are off.
That is exactly what I thought was going to happen on that outside line. The outside never really gets a good start here. As you can see back there, Fluffy is trying to do everything he can to get... Oh, and they're already wrecking 2 cars back there.
Yep.
Caution's already off, though. There's no cautions. Can Gator surprise everybody and win this race? Diesel sitting in 3rd. You know he's going to try and make a move. There it goes. Dive-bombing Raw Gator in the 0. Diesel Rothgabe looking for 2nd, maybe even more in turns 3 and 4. Side by side for the lead as they head out of turn number 4.
And they're going to become 3 wide off of turn 4. It appears no. Diesel puts the block to 17, and Titans 4 laps to go. And Big D stayed out, and these fresh tires are hurting him.
Oh my goodness, look at the craziness happen here. From the back, hits the 1, 3, 4 wide back there, battling as they're just fighting for the win. This is great racing.
Bags, unfortunately, is now in the back of the pack, and he is way back there, I believe in the 16th position. Oh, Raw Gator loose into turn 3. He gets the 8 of Birdster, and that's going to get the 98 and gets the 7 and the 0.
Crash.
Major crash.
Fluffy battling for second. The laps are winding down.
3 laps to go, as a lot of cars have been taken out of the race now. Raw Gator's chances are now done, unfortunately. As we head back to the front, Diesel Titans, Big D, 3 have spread out.
That's Fluffy.
Or Fluffy, excuse me. Big D leading that second pack with Jason.
Oh, Diesel hit that apron a bit. It checked him up. Fluffy ran the corner great. He's going to have the draft off the corner. Diesel doesn't want to give Fluffy the draft. As Fluffy goes to the bottom, he's trying to pull Titans so Fluffy can keep battling him. 2 laps to go.
Diesel knows the 2 guys behind Diesel are part-timers. This one thing I know, they win, it means nothing. So you know if he can't win, he wants these 2 to win. So we have 2 cars in the second pack push up with 2 to go now. A lot of battling going on.
Oh, Fluffy cleared Titans. Fluffy's got a huge run. Diesel's trying to break the draft. Fluffy still has momentum. As Fluffy's going to try everything he can here. They're coming to the white flag through 3 and 4. Fluffy's got a little bit of a run as he's looking onto the inside as they head down the front straightaway.
Fluffy to the inside of the 22. 1 to go. Brought to you by Speedway Collective. Can Fluffy get it done, or will Titans have a chance, or will Diesel hold the outside? There's a huge pack of cars going into turn 1, but it's these 3 battling for the lead.
Oh, that's what he needed right there. Titans makes contact with the 22. Fluffy goes up to bring the draft of the 22 with them. They're still side by side. That's what Fluffy needed. Fluffy needs 1 clean corner, and I think he's got this thing in the bag as they head into turn number 3.
Titans is going to send it off in there. That's all he could do. Diesel looking to go to the inside off of turn 4, as there's a huge gaggle of cars off of 4. But we go down the front stretch, and Fluffy brings his 02 car to victory lane in the Golden State 300 at Auto Club. Amazing race.
Great win. Great comeback. He was on the outside, went all the way back to about 7th or 8th place, found a hole on the inside. He took it and drove all the way back up to the front with barely any laps left. Great race as a whole. Great finish. Great drive by that 02 machine.
We'll go down your finishing order here. Fluffy swept the race, pole, both stages, and the win tonight here at Auto Club. Titans finishes second, edging Diesel Rothgeb by 0.03 of a second. From the back, finishes P4, and Noco in the 9 brought his JRM Mobile to a top 5 finish. You have Deadpool in 6th, Marcus 7th, Jaw 8th, 9th, Kilt Like Jason, and Big D to 10th, who was a fantastic contender for almost the entire race. We want to see if we can get the rest of the order here, but top 10 might be all we're able to get.
Great racing as a whole, and the NASCAR Heat Pro League does come here as well later in the season this year too. So if that's a little preview of what we're going to see, I'm all for it. I'm ready to strap into my car and get a little piece of this race.
Yep, so Fluffy Titans Diesel will... I'm sorry. Joey, unfortunately. So Fluffy Titans Diesel will get post-race interviews, go 3rd to 1st. Fantastic job by all 3 of these drivers. We're up front for almost the entirety of the race. So it'll be exciting to hear what these guys have to say. So we got Diesel.
Because we could only watch and commentate. We couldn't race, so they probably saw a whole lot more than we saw.
So these guys going here as 3rd place Diesel. We brought our first interview, so we got to go to the 22 car. So we get in here, we have Titans and Fluffy. Guys, make sure your party audios are set to allow, or that your voice is, so we can hear your voices on the stream.
Learn that
Yeah.
lesson the hard way.
Yeah, mine's always allow.
And we're on Diesel. Waiting on Diesel. Oh, did he join? There he is. Corey, make sure your party audio is set to allow. Okay. All top three finishers are in here now, and we are waiting for interviews. We'll start here with 22 of Diesel.
Yeah, we're good.
Party audio set to allow.
Yeah.
All right, Diesel Rothgeb 22 car in the top 5 majority of the race, along with teammate Big D in the 12th. His race did not plan out as it showed how he was all race, but Diesel P3 finish, battled out with Titans for second, was leading the laps at the very end of that conclusion of the race, the final 5 laps. Walk us through your race. It was a great one and a wild one.
Yeah, I mean, early on, it was kind of bad on track position. Very first stage, like lap 2, got sent to the infield, no caution, so I was just riding around in the back. About half a lap behind everybody. So then after that, just had to figure out ways to get up to the front. Stayed out once on older tires to get a little bit of track position, but then, yeah, towards the end, I mean, had a good car. We were up there battling with those guys, but it's almost like a restrictor plate race here with the way the draft settings are. You're a sitting duck if you're in the lead on the last lap just because of the run that everybody can get behind you, and then all they have to do is back up the entry and drive off underneath of you, and then they have the preferred line. So leading is not the position to be in these races. At the end, you want to be second, maybe even third. But yeah, good car, solid showing. I think he led some laps up front. He ran up front more than I did, I think, but I ended up with the better position. But that's how it goes.
Corey, I was just going to ask you real quick. Obviously, the NASCAR Pro League this season does head to Auto Club in the Cup cars. Now, granted, this is a different car that you did drive today, but could you take anything that you did tonight or saw tonight and adapt it to the Cup race for the Pro League later on this season?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think the biggest thing you take away from any series is, whether it be truck, Xfinity, or Cup, usually tires wear. Maybe not exactly the same, but you can kind of tell what tires tend to wear the most. So I think the biggest thing there is you can learn to adjust to what I'm going to need on that Cup car to save my tires, and what I'm even out my tires for the long run. And the car was really good long run, so I'm really pleased with that. Never got that snappy loose on exit, so that's definitely something I'll look at. But it's going to be a different animal. We got the low draft, almost no draft setting in the Pro League, so it's a little bit different. You can't get those big runs. You're going to have a car that can really hold the bottom all the way around the turn and not slide up on exit so people don't get underneath of you.
Yep, your race was very wild, and obviously you're able to come through here at Auto Club and hopefully get some momentum going into tomorrow's race for the Pocono Raceway Cup Series at Auto Club, and for future races at Auto Club like the Pro League NASCAR Heat Pro League race a few weeks away. Thank you, Diesel, for your time in the booth. Congrats on your third place finish, and we can't wait to see what you got tomorrow.
Yeah, appreciate it. Good job, guys.
Next on, we move to the 17 of Titans, making one of his only starts for tonight, or for the MBN National Series. Titans had a great race tonight. Once again, just like Corey, top 5 for majority of the race and battled out at the end. Walk us through your race.
It was definitely wild. Fell back to 20s about 3 times, separate parts of the race. Just had to fight back, maybe getting some traction position, stand off at one caution. But majority of it was just fighting back and making our way through the field, capitalizing on some mistakes by the others, and just really hard racing. And the last couple of laps, felt like I was in the catbird being in third, just waiting on the other two to make a mistake. But unfortunately, I made contact with Diesel and not intentional, because that kind of killed both of our chances at going that fluffy. But P2 and first part-time race in this series, nothing to complain about.
Yeah, P2, great job on your finish. You had, like I said, we saw the contact and we were thinking, what's going to happen here? Is Titans be able to get back and going? To try and get fluffy, but y'all just didn't have the momentum coming off that final corner. Joey, do you have any questions for our second place finisher?
Yeah, Titans, it looked like later on in the run, you seemed to be fighting a loose condition off the corner a little bit. Maybe that's just something I saw on my screen or so, but that seemed to be something everybody was battling, throughout the race. So I guess I can ask you too, did you build your car more for that short run speed, or were you going for that long run speed, but you were just kind of trying to fight that loose off condition?
It was definitely not intentional, but I was more just trying to get that long run speed and deal with the looseness off the corner. Just seemed I made a little bit of an adjustment, made it a little bit tighter, which helped later in the run. But obviously didn't have enough green flag laps to really test it out. But I mean, it was definitely a fast car. I'm just glad I finished P2 there. I'm not sure if we had anything for the lead, especially if it had stayed green the entire time. But it was definitely a good race for us.
Yeah, Titans. Hopefully it's the same as Diesel as for all three of our top three finishers tonight. This should be some momentum going into tomorrow night for the Cup race at Auto Club. But thank you for your time, Titans, and congrats on your P2 finish.
Yep, thank you guys.
That was Titan's 17 car. Obviously was not in this 17 car for tonight's race. He was in a custom, but this will be one of the cars if he chooses to run it for tomorrow night's race. Next we go on to Fluffy, and of course he's in a custom car for both series, so we're going to look at my custom car. Fluffy, you there, bud?
Yep, here, bub.
So I told Joey when we started the race you'll have to dock your pay because you're supposed to be in the 06 car per team orders.
Well, I guess that's unfortunate, but
but nonetheless, there was 2 02 cars in the race, but one of my cars was able to win. But Fluffy, congrats on your win. It was a great race for the front of the pack. Walk us through the race as you put up a dominating performance tonight.
Well, I mean, the first two stages it was chaotic in the back, so I kind of pulled away in the first stage, and the second stage, it came down to the wire with I think it was me and Jaw there, and well, actually it was Jaw and Big D, so we were all fighting for the lead there, and last lap in the final stage, man, it was wild. We got off the restart, and man, it was wild. And we finally made it up to the top three, and it was me, Titans, and Diesel, and we just tried to find a way to get around Titans there. And I may have moved him up the racetrack a little bit, going into 1 and 2 in the middle of the corner, but that wasn't intentional in no means. Then after we got through the 17 there on the back stretch, we tried to track down the number 22 and capitalized. And as soon as we capitalized on that, and that was it, and we snagged the win. And I feel very confident for tomorrow night. I think we got a really good awesome race car here for tomorrow night, and this is definitely good momentum for us going into that race tomorrow.
Cody, you won this race. You've told me before this is one of your favorite racetracks, and some people in the chat noticed you were starting to fall to the back due to some pit cycles and some cautions coming out, but I had a feeling you'd probably get back up to the front and everything. That last restart, when you were starting fourth and you had that 7 in front of you, were you worried at all that maybe you couldn't get to the bottom? And when you found that gap, how did you do it? Because I think I saw you fall back to like 8th or 9th place, and all of a sudden, a lap or so later, you're up to P3.
It was a very scary situation because, you know, the high sided here at Auto Club, it's very hard to try to get to the bottom because everybody is, you know, the bottom is the preferred lane. So, going into one there with 7 in front of me there, I had to check up for the 7. I kind of got a little bit loose, kind of ran up the racetrack a little bit. So I lost a couple spots, went back to 8th and 9th. And, after that, I tried to, you know, pick and choose, and I saw Diesel cut through the field, so I just followed pursuit of Diesel and just took my time. You know, I knew they were wanting a lot of time, and I just, you know, kind of, you know, conserve to not, you know, wreck myself because I knew it was about 4:03 to go, and we just conserved our time there. You know, cut through the pack. And we were on, you know, sticker tires at the time. So, you know, that last pit stop we had before the final restart there, you know, we got 4 tires. And literally those sticker tires just helped us get to the front better. And when that happened, you know, we were in the top 3 with Titans and Diesel. And, you know, it was very wild. It scared me. But, you know, I willed the son of a bitch home to the win. So.
Well, Fluffy, you did a fantastic job in tonight's race and brought that Wood Brothers 06, what it should have been, 06, home for a win for the second time this season, as Ford has swept all 3 races for the MBN National Series. And only one driver, disclaimer here, only one driver after 3 weeks of racing has locked themselves into the playoffs, with the other 2 winners being part-timers. But Fluffy, congrats on your win once again. Thank you for your time in the booth. That was Fluffy, driver number 16 in the NASCAR Pro League and the Pocono Raceway Cup Series, and part-timer in the 06 for the MBN National Series. Once again, if you want to go check out the race on Fluffy's stream, he was live on YouTube during the race, Fluffy Racing on YouTube. You can go rewatch it and see what he did to get his number 06 car in victory lane. But Joey, that does it for us here in tonight's race. What are your final thoughts on tonight's race?
My final thoughts are I'm ready to hit the track tomorrow night after seeing that race. That looks like a lot of fun, and especially for the NASCAR Pro League race later into the season at Auto Club here. Just super pumped to be part of the crew and broadcast and commentate with you tonight, Slade. It was a lot of fun. Again, congrats to Fluffy for his win. Dominating car, won the race today, which is always great to see. But it didn't come easy, which is Auto Club all in itself. It's never easy to win here, but sure as hell feels good to win here for sure.
Yep, obviously Fluffy dominating car. The Fords are very strong tonight, 22, 12, 17. All did a fantastic job tonight. Even saw the 16 up front for a little while. You also saw peaks of the 7 of bags. We saw the 2 of from the back leading at some points. A lot of guys let laps stay. A lot of lead changes for tonight. But in the end, one driver took home every single thing there was to win, including the pole stages and the race win. That does it for us here in the booth tonight from the Midnight Broadcasting Network. This is Slade Grave and Joey Stone. We'll catch you guys tomorrow night at Auto Club in the Pocono Raceway Cup Series. Maybe not us 2 in the booth, but you will see the Midnight Broadcasting Network back in action. We'll be here next week for the MBN National Series race. Actually, we had a bye week next week. Excuse me. There we have a bye week. I had checked schedule there, but bye week next week for the MBN National Series. So some guys will take this race and hold that momentum for another week, and go on to the next race in 2 weeks and put it in there. Thank you everybody for tuning in to tonight's race. And once again, we gotta thank our affiliates at Pocono Raceway Cup Series, or at Pocono Raceway, excuse me, and our sponsor Speedway Collective for what they do. It's been Slade Graver and Joey Stone signing off. You'll have a good night.